Well, I am no longer sleep deprived, and I have to say, sleep is a glorious thing. Sleep is a fantastic tool, resource, intangible medicinal pill that you can swallow to help yourself function at your best. So I encourage you to get more sleep, to get an adequate amount of sleep. So yesterday, wow, I felt like a whole revitalized, brand new dead ass person. It was like I was wearing optimistic glasses all day. Anything could have happened yesterday that turned me into looking at the world pessimistically. But I was 9.5 hours sleep down, and I felt on top of the damn world. So it really just validated for me the importance of getting enough rest. And I went to my chiropractor this morning, which is a whole another story for another time. And we were talking about the myths of sleep, essentially, and like how doing a week of sleep deprivation really showed me, in hindsight, because hindsight's a great thing, how productive I could be with the time that I have, with the time that I'm awake. Now, prior to doing sleep deprivation, I was none the better, none the wiser. I was enjoying my slow mornings. I was taking my rest when I thought I needed rest. But gosh darn it, after a week of sleep deprivation and now being rested, my eyes, my world, my perspective has changed immensely. I was so productive yesterday, and I still managed to sit down for 2 hours and relax and watch a movie. So whatever story, whatever narrative that you might be telling yourself about time, it is probably skewed. It is probably not accurate. Now, I'm not out here saying go and achieve 1,000 things on a to-do list or push yourself to exhaustion in the ways that I willingly chose, because there are risks involved with that. For example, the last 24 hours of doing sleep deprivation is very hazy. I now can recognize, I can now see that I was basically a skeleton just wandering around the world, interacting with the universe. I was a ghost of myself, basically. And that is what a lack of sleep will do to you. And not just a lack of sleep, because one time in isolation isn't going to be that detrimental for you. But if you compound that night in, night out, it is going to have some serious effects. And if you want to see some of those from someone who also has, another nuance to add to the story of having previous and some current concussion symptoms that are ongoing, or now that they've transformed into migraine symptoms in my daily life, head over to my channel and watch my daily vlogs of me recounting and documenting, because I feel refreshed, and I feel as though the way that I view time and what I'm doing with my time has changed, in the sense that what I do is going to be so intentional. How I show up and the time that I use is going to be purposeful and quality. And maximizing the quality of your sleep is something I also have taken away from doing a week of sleep deprivation. Because all too often we think about the glass half empty, in the sense that, I've got such a big week. I had an event on Saturday night, so I only was able to get 3 hours. Or, I'm in a hustle period of my week, so I'm not going to get much sleep, or there's not going to be much downtime for me. But I really had to sit with myself and reframe the way I thought about sleep. And it's not to say that I thought like that previously to doing this week of training, but it certainly encouraged me and inspired me and almost coerced me into then thinking about it in a way that was, well, strap in, because you are getting 4 hours. So it's actually not about, I'm only getting 4 hours. It's, I'm getting 4 hours, so let's make those 4 hours quality. And if there's anything that I have been harping on about, yapping about, really strongly encouraging in the way that I show up, is how you do one thing or how you do anything is how you do everything. So that small mindset shift for me, in that it doesn't matter how much time, it's actually about the quality and the intention of what you do with that time. Now I know, as a retired professional athlete who now coaches, so many athletes could benefit from adopting that way of thinking. In my career, there were times where I was named at 18, which means I was a concussion sub, which means that unless there was an injury or a failed concussion from the 1 to 17, I would not enter the game. Or I would come off the bench. And if you're a bench player, if you're an interchange player, a common thought is, well, I'm not receiving that much game time. But it's never about the game time. It's actually about what you do with the game time. What is your impact in the game with the minutes that you play? And if you can maximize that as an athlete, if you can change the way that you think about that, you are on your way. You are on your way to elevating yourself as an athlete, as a person, and just more importantly, just as a human. So I really, really encourage you to just think about what it would look like if you changed that line of thinking from glass half empty to the glass is a glass, and what you do with it is actually more important.